everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to show you another method of joining yarn. If you've followed my channel, you know I have another tutorial out there on how I join yarn, and I still love that method. I still use that method. This is just another method that's pretty popular out there called a Russian join. And there are some benefits, in my opinion, on doing that. So I want to take a minute and show you how I do that Russian join, and then also show you what I think are the benefits of this particular method. So I'm actually working on a new project right now of a blanket that's going to be coming out. I think I'm going to have that come out either Friday or Saturday, so you might want to hang around and look for that tutorial to come out here in a couple of days. And I'm out of yarn, so I need to join. Now for this video I'm going to use another color just so it's easier to see where it joins and how it works, but don't worry, I'll go back and do the real color before I finish the blanket. So here's what you're going to need for this. You're of course going to need your yarn. You're going to want a blunt tapestry needle. Now I know I usually use my bigger plastic one, but for this particular type of join you're going to want a thinner blunt needle to do that, and then a pair of scissors. Now before I do this, since I am going to be messing with this yarn, I'm just going to put a little marker in my stitch of where I am so it doesn't come out. And then I'm going to, with the yarn that I already have attached to my project, I'm going to thread that. I don't know about you, but I don't have time to sit and mess around with threading yarn through a needle. So I just use a little piece of paper that is thinner than the eye of the needle, and it just helps me get that on really quickly. However you want to do it, go ahead and put your yarn on your needle. And now I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you can really clearly see what I'm doing. So the first thing I want to do is make a loop with this yarn, and I'm actually going to take the needle and I'm going to stick that through the plies of the yarn. And I should say this only works on plied yarn. You're not going to get this to work on one of the fuzzy yarns or a chenille yarn or things like that. You're going to want to do this with any yarn that has these plies that you can get into the middle of. So if you see here, I'm sticking the needle down in through the center of where these are plied. Now you can turn it all the way around, make sure you're getting your yarn down in the middle. If you're not, come back. You just want to make sure it's inside all of those plies. And you want to get a good amount on your needle. So I'm going to go pretty far here, and I'm just putting that all on here, back up when I need to, so I can really get those all the way through. And you can see, if you look around, it's going right down the center of the yarn, basically. So I have a pretty good amount here, and now what I want to do, oops, there we go, is I want to bring that through, and I'm going to pull this end through the yarn, but I want to leave a loop here. See this here? I want to leave a loop. So I'm going to pull this through. I'm just going to hold the loop so that I don't lose it. See, that's where it is. And I'm going to kind of ease this through. And maintain that loop. You might need to kind of get it going a little bit there. If you can see, I just pulled that right through. Okay? So there it is. There's my loop at the end, and it's gone right through those plies. Okay, I'm going to set that aside for just a minute. Now I'm going to take my yarn that I want to join. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to thread my needle and I am going to do this the same thing with my needle through the yarn. However, before I do that, I want to loop it, or link it, however you want to say that, through this loop. So I'm going to put it through the loop first. That's what kind of joins it together. Okay, and now I'm going to do my yarn, or my needle, excuse me, through the plies of the yarn. So just like this. This side seems to be going a little easier. And I know this is a little more time consuming maybe than other joins, like the one I have in my channel and maybe the magic knot or things like that. But like I said, I do think there's some benefits. All right, so I think I've got enough on here. See all that? It's right through the center, and I'm going to pull that through, just like I did on the other side. See that tail is going to come right out. There you go. Now what you have, I'm going to zoom out so you can see a little better. You have the two loops that are joined together here and your tails, and all you need to do is gently pull on those tails and pull those together, and you might have to kind of help it out a little bit. That's okay. And you can see why it's so tight. Because it's really joined together. All right, now you can see this is really tight. Smooth it out a little bit. And yes, it's a little bit thicker than the yarn itself because you've got that going down through there, but you really can't tell that much, and it's not that noticeable. And you see that's a really good knot. Okay, so that's how to do that. You're going to want to clip off these ends of the tails that are sticking out. And then I want to do a few stitches and show you what that looks like. And you might have to come back and clip that after you do your stitches too. You know, you might need to do some trim, that's okay. I want to show you what this looks like inside. Okay, so there's your join. And I'm going to go back to my project here. And I'm going to do some stitches just to show you what that looks like when you put it in, so that you can see this. And the thing I like about this is that when you are using this with the join, here's where I'll have to clip that, right? When you're using with this with the join method, you're actually wrapping all those ends into multiple stitches as you go. And it gives it a little bit more security there. Now, when I feel this, I don't feel much different than the normal yarn here, right? And it looks just like the normal stitches. So you can't really tell. Like I said, you'll probably have some places where you need to clip off the tail like that. And that's your stitches right there. And then you can keep going. So I kind of like how it's incorporating it all into those stitches and really making a nice tight weave in there that won't come undone. So like I said, don't worry, I'll go back and take this gold out of here because that'll look silly on my project. Hopefully you will stick around in a couple of days here and see this pattern that I have coming out. I'm really excited about this one. And give this Russian join a try. If you have questions or comments, put that in the box below, or the comment box below. Also, what's your favorite method? Do you have a tried and true one that you prefer? I personally think there are different joins for different projects, and there's different things that might work well depending on what you're doing. So let me know in the comments, what's your favorite way to do it, and what do you think is best? So I hope you give this a try. Give me a like, and subscribe. That helps my channel out a lot. And thanks for stopping by for this.